Hello everyone, this is King Bob on the mic and I'm back here with another video. And today's video, as you read the title, as it says there, King Bob is building his first ever PC. Really? You don't say? Yup, you heard me right. King Bob is building his first ever PC. So, if a simple man like King Bob can do such, come on, who are you kidding? You can too. So if you don't know how to do this video is specifically for you. And just to pin in a little thing, boy, building a PC is fun. Like, if you really want to have fun and a thrill, build a PC, and I bet you will have it. It's gonna take your time. Like during this pandemic, you're gonna learn so many things, man. I'm telling you. So without further ado, I don't want to grunt much. Let's just get straight to my table of work. But before we start building, these are my parts. First thing is first, when you want to start building your PC, make sure you prepare your motherboard, your CPU, and your cooler. So with the motherboard and the CPU now, anytime you want to place your CPU into your motherboard, just take note. As you can see here, there's a triangle right here at the top right, the bottom right. Now, in most motherboards, you did see the triangle aligned somewhere around the same spot, around the square spot at the ending. But right now, you can't see any. So instead, you look for something that aligns with the motherboard, so you know that's the position you're going to place your CPU. And that's why I found these notches, these circle ones you can see above and below. Now they align with these circles too, you can see above and below here. So as I'm gonna place my CPU now, so gently, no pressing, just little touch the bolt on both sides. Yep, and it's in. Good as that. As you can see, the notches here and here, the notches are good. So then you wanna cover. And also on some motherboards you might not see this latch here, or if you notice, or you know what I mean, this surely goes under this, so you just have to just push it a little, then draw this lever under and close. That's it. Now with your cooler. Now, quick notice about the cooler and the motherboard. Always make sure you buy a cooler that matches with your motherboard. As you can see right now, my cooler matches properly with my motherboard. As you can see, it fits properly. And yeah, this came with pre-applied thermal paste, so I think it's kind of cool. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's good enough. So yeah, that's it. Always make sure your aligns properly, and that's it. You're good to go. So right here we have my cooler, which it came with the pre-applied thermal paste, and this is the back latch. But side note too, I want to tell you guys that there are different kinds of coolers you can have and different ways to fix them, as to fit them into your motherboard. So right now, this is my cooler, and I'm going to show you how to fix it or fit it into your motherboard. So this is how it goes. First of all, this is your back latch. You place it at the back of the motherboard. Yeah, this is it. You're gonna place it at the back behind this. This is exactly how it follows. like this. So, and also, yeah, this, if you can see this properly, this part shut up. This part, they shut up, and that's exactly where these screws are gonna go through. As you can see them right here, so they're gonna pass through that. So let's begin. And there we have it, all fit in. So right now I have fixed my cooler into the back latch and on top of my motherboard. If you can see this part right here, this part right here, that's the latch for the back. You can see here, that's the latch for it. So I've already screwed this into this, and it's all in all, it's very easy. Although I had a problem because I didn't really know much about this cooler. Remember what I said, you have to study your cooler first before placing it into your motherboard and buying it too. Just know what you want to buy, that's it. But all in all, it's really easy. Screwing, easy. Fresh on top of my CPU. Everything is placed properly, and yeah. Let's get straight into our GPU. Oh, sorry, not our GPU. Let's go straight into the RAM sticks. Yeah, that's supposed to be next. So right here we have our RAM stick. Now, as you can see right here is an 8 gig RAM stick, DDR3 1600 power frequency, and a 1.5 volts. But the volt doesn't really matter. But the three things you see on top, that is the 8 gig RAM, DDR3, and 1600, they matter a lot. So right now, side note, yeah, before I continue, anytime you want to buy or you want to build a PC, or you want to buy a RAM stick for your PC, always make sure that it corresponds with the motherboard. Now, this is a very important thing because there are some RAM sticks you can buy, and they, as you fix them into their slots, or some of them are never entered because they are the wrong chipsets. Right now, as you can see, I did my research, and this is a DDR3 and it corresponds with this motherboard. And also notice that any motherboard can't have two chipsets, that is having DDR3 and DDR2. It always has one. Either it's a 4-slot motherboard or a 2-slot like this. It only has one, and this is a DDR3. And also some motherboards accept, or some motherboards, they accept 32 and above. For now, this only accepts 32 or 16, thereabouts, I think, but I think 32. So as you can see, this is a DDR3, and it ought to fit properly because this notch goes into this place. That's how normally all DDR3s go. And also, this is a DIMM RAM stick. This is a DIMM RAM stick. And for laptops, you have SODIMMs. Let me check if I have a SODIMM here. I can show you guys. Now, this is a SODIMM for laptops. You can see how small it is. Just check out the comparison. Yeah, the difference is really there, so you can't mistake it. Now, this is a DIMM and this is a SODIMM. DIMM, SODIMM. Yeah, so that's clearly the difference there. And another thing to make sure of is your power frequency. Now, I don't know really, but I think that, okay, just to be on the safe side, because some motherboards can reduce your frequency if you buy higher, but if you buy lower, that's where you are at disadvantage, because it can't raise it and it can't reduce it. It's just there, and especially when the motherboard requires a specific amount of frequency. So that's it. Just make sure you buy the right capacity of RAM sticks for your motherboard. As you can see right now, 2, and let's say this motherboard has a capacity of 32. So if possible, I can buy 16 here and 16 here, and makes it complete. it works properly. Although I've heard news about RAM sticks of the same capacity working more efficiently than the ones of just like one stick. That's a 132 gig RAM stick. So yeah, that is that. Just gonna place it now. So right now I've already fit my 8 gig RAM stick into my motherboard, but I'm gonna show you, because video wise and tutorial wise, how to do it. So it's quite easy. As I said before, easiest thing you can ever do when building a PC. So right now, make sure you latch where these notches are supposed to be. Yep, and that's right here. And you're gonna see it. And also, when you buy the right DDR, that's the right chipset for the RAM stick, it will fit properly, because that's how everything is. So right now you're just gonna add some pressure into this, and boom, as you can see, clicked. Same thing goes for this part. Add little pressure and boom, clicked. Easy as that. No pressure, no stress. That's good. Now we are going to fit our already completed motherboard with the CPU, the cooler, and the RAM stick into our casing. So first thing when you want to place your motherboard into your casing, always make sure that the IO plating, which is this, is always fixed first of all, so you don't cause yourself trouble. First of all, make sure you always fit it in, then you can start with your motherboard. So yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna fix it in now. It's quite easy, very intuitive. You will know how to do it when you see it. So let's get to it. So it's now time for the screw section. Yeah, I'm gonna screw this deeply. Right here, you can see where the screws are supposed to be. You can see you're aligned with the holes. Yep, you're aligned with it properly. As you can see there too, and here too. You're aligned with it properly. So let's get started. Now, as you all can see, everything fits properly and perfectly. So as you can see, because the IO plating always comes with the motherboard, it ought to be like this, exactly fitted, done. So that's it, and let's go straight into our GPU. Now we are about to place our GPU into our motherboard, because this is what really takes space when building a PC, this GPU. So right now you're gonna like align it exactly how it is right now, because it must shoot out, and it has its own ports for it. So I just open this up. So now I'm just gonna inject this. I don't know if you can see, but it's just like the round sticks. You just have to inject it inside. So just like this, I'm gonna push a little bit, and I'll show you guys after I do this. But it's quite easy, no pressure. All done. What I said, this is the latch for it. This is the latch for it, and right here too there's a latch. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but this part, there are latches there, just like this 8 gig RAM stick, just to latch it. But the only difference is this represents this. So if you want to just remove it, just pull it back. Then if you want to put it in, latches by itself, pull it forward, just like that. So now, since we've already set everything, it is now time for our big guy, which is our power supply. So let's get straight into it. Now, as we have here, this is our power supply, and this is how it's fixed. Although some power supplies can be fixed on top or below if the compartment is there, but right now mine is on top. So I'm just going to screw it now with this in this screw holes here, right here. If you can see it, then I will continue the video then. I've placed everything is looking fine, nice. Nothing plugged yet, but we're still gonna fix some things in. So right now, what do we have again? Yeah, I think we're done. Now it's time for the connectors. Then you can enter the SSD. Now let's get to it. Now I'm gonna start with the ones that are already noticeable right now, which are the one for the cooler and the external fan too, which is this. So they are like the same thing, and they have a port in here which says CPU fans. I wish I could focus this in more. You could see it, CPU fans. You're gonna see it right there. Okay, yes, you can see pan 1, and there's a pan 2 too, which is probably this, the external fan, which is this. So we're just gonna plug this through. You already know how to do it. It's orientative. You can do it yourself. Just know the right position to put it. So I've already put those ones. They're right there. So as you can see them all done in the right spots. And one thing again, this motherboard, it's not really hard. It might look complicated to like direct the wires where they're supposed to be, but you're gonna know them because they're already labeled. That's one thing I noticed too. They're already labeled, so you already know where to put which and where to put which. And right now under here, we're gonna see some ports, and these ports are for the USBs and the lights too. This colorful one you're seeing right here, this is where the LED lights for the on and off resets buttons are supposed to go. And as you can see there, yep, these are the strips. These are the audio, HD audio, the USBs for the front panel, which is here. This is the front. So this is where these are their connectors. So I'm just gonna place them too. As I said, everything is labeled, so you know where to put which. No hard feelings. Okay, now these colorful cables are supposed to be put sideways, like this, sideways, not front here, because nothing is supposed to touch this last one and this hole here. Nothing's supposed to be there, so it's sideways you're supposed to put them. So just follow the label. HDD, power switch, they are written here. Just can see them. Focus. Yep, power LED. You see them again. HDD, power switch. Yep, and other ones too. And reset. And the reset switch, which is this. Yep. So yeah, that's it. I'll fix it now. So everything has been placed now. Yep, this is it. For the USB, the audio, and everything placed. Now straight to the bigger guys. These are the bigger connectors. I'm gonna go right to these parts. So right now I'm gonna explain every single part to you guys here. So right now, starting with this big one you see here, which is very noticeable. This is our first power supply connector. This is the first. Now these guys are the SATA, and SATAs are for hard drives, SSDs, and HDDs. Yeah, those are for them. These are for them. We have about 4 here, and they have their sizes. We have 2.0, 3.0, just like the USBs, where you have 2.0, 3.0, just like that. But these are different. And going up, this one you see here, this is a second power supply connector. What else do we have again? Well, as you can see, yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, this motherboard I'm using right here is a micro ATX, and motherboards come in different sizes. We have ATX, the bigger ones. I'll show you what an ATX looks like right here. As you can see, this is an old ATX. So you can see how big it is, and you can see the difference between this. This is a mini ATX, sorry, micro ATX I mean, and we have a mini ITX. That one's real small. Just like cuts in this, in just half in this. That's the size of the mini ITX. So that's how it is. Now as you all can see here, this big bunch of cables. Out of this big bunch, we're going to be using very few. And I'm going to select them out according to the ones we'll be using. Starting with the big guy, we have our first power supply connector. Now, okay, yep, okay, yeah, this is how it is. Big. Now take to mind that this normally is 20, follow with an extra, which makes it 24, because this normally 20 pins, and what is it? Sorry, and this is now 4 pins. Depends on your motherboard too, because some motherboards come with 20 while others come with 24. I think mine came with 20, so I'm gonna use 20 for it, while this is gonna be like an extra. But normally this ATX came with 24, so I used 24 for it. So let's check again. Now this is already settled. Put it in because we're gonna use it. Now with the SATAs, this is a SATA, as you can see right here. Yep, I'm gonna use it too. Remember what I said for SSDs and HDDs. While this is, yep, this is for the SATA too. While this guy, I'm gonna keep it first. While this guy, yep, this is him. This is for GPU. As you can see right here, this is a 6-pin, and a GPU is using 6 pins. I'm going to show you the port right now. As you can see right here, our GPU is using a 6-pin port, as you saw there. Yep, so this is for it. Now with this guy, as you can see here, this is our second power supply cable, so we're going to be using this. And now we will start doing the connections. Remember what I said, they are always labeled, so you already know what to do. Just check for the labeling, check what fits which, then you're good to go. Okay, point of correction, my number one SATA cable, my number one power supply cable is using 24, not 20, so sorry for the mistake. And we are done with the placements of the cables. Now not really done. Now I want to show you something about the SATA. Now right here we have our SSD, which we're going to be plugging this SATA to. Then it came with its own cable too, because it's different from the one that PSU has. So we're going to be fixing this too. Get it? So let's kick it. You already know how to do it. It's already orientative, as I normally say. So let's go. So right now, for the sake of tutorial, I'm gonna show you how. So right now the SATA goes where it's supposed to be. Then the extra cable will be here, because this is a different hard drive entirely. It's an SSD, not a HDD, because the one the PSU came with, which the power supply came with, was for HDD. But this is SSD, and thank God it brought its own power supply. Its own cable. So we're just gonna plug the one for the SATA, because it's written SATA. You have to plug it here. Then the extra cable it came with, plug it to this part too. Then this is for SATA too, which says SATA 3.0. Wait, come on, focus. Yep, as you can see here, SATA 3.0. So you're gonna plug it to one of the SATAs that is 3.0, and which I think is the orange, because it's the most distinctive there. So I'm gonna try it. So right now I'm all done with the fixing of the cables and stuff, and also I screwed my SSD to my compartment. As you can see right here, I took the screws from the casing itself, took some screws for there, and it fit properly. So I thank God I was unlocked there. But if yours doesn't have it, it's no big deal. You can just place it, you can just like glue it to this or anything. You can keep it on top of your HDD, which I'm gonna add right now. Just anything, as long as it's stable and it's not shaky or anything, or it doesn't lose connection, you're okay with it. Anything you can do with it, just do. But for me, I screwed mine, so I think I'm in luck. But it's okay if yours doesn't have it. So right now we're gonna go bounce into the HDD. I'm gonna put it because it has Windows inside, which we're gonna install after we set up the cables and everything. So let's get to it. I'm gonna plug this now, and I think we'll start our PC, check if it's working. Well, I'll get to that soon, but for now, let's just do this. And now I've already fit my HDD into its compartment and everything is plugged. Now this is the wire, this is the connector that still came with the HDD too. Although I had this HDD so long, but this is it. Nothing new, just the HDD connector. Plug it to the SATA 2.0 because it's old. Then the other extra connector for this big SATA part. And that's it. So right now we're just gonna get into switching on our PC to check if it's working. If it's not working, we're gonna diagnose what's happening. So without further ado, let us begin. And here you have it. Our PC is up and running, kicking. And also please forgive my cable management. Some of the cables are too long to hide. Okay, now let's get straight to the screen. I know that's what you guys want to see. And so, as you guys can see here, Fortnite is running on 133 FPS on just on the loading screen. So right now, I'm gonna dive into a game and see what's happening. So as you guys can see here, we're playing Fortnite on around 70, 60s FPS thereabouts. So yeah, it's kind of a good GPU. Thought it'd be bad though, but it's nice. And this is on medium settings, 1080p. So it's kind of nice. I like it. So yep, I'm done for this now. As I was saying, this is quad fail, so it's kind of taxing, but it's still raising its FPS. So that's a good thing. So let's switch to another game. And here we have GTA 5 playing on the 80s, 90s FPS thereabout. Well, I'll put the max. Well, and this is the medium settings too, so this is very precise. It's very nice. I like it. This GPU is doing well. Yep, doing very well. Just imagine 100 FPS above. Yep. So this is what my build's FPS can handle. Yours can do better because I rushed mine. So if you can find a good market, you can get a better GPU.
We're near a fissure.
And here we have Warframe playing on a reasonable FPS, very, very reasonable. Yep, very reasonable. And it's good enough.
Prisoner, keep searching.
So, very nice. So this is a no limit, and this is also medium settings, so I think we're good.
Acting to open a relic.
I think we're good enough.
You need more to open that relic.
So yeah, I think that's it for now. I only have 3 games in this PC right now. So probably you guys might be saying, oh, well, oh, it's okay, no problem, it's okay. So I just want to apologize for not being able to put a tutorial about downloading drivers and Windows, but I have a tip for you guys. I'm going to put a link in the description about our software you can use to detect drivers that your PC needs. It's called Driver Easy. Although you can buy it, but there is a free aspect. But just the only disadvantage is you have to do it manually. Although when you buy it, you get everything automatically. But well, it depends on you. If you want to buy, you buy. If you have a lot of money. But if you don't, do it manually. It even helps a lot too. It helps in your research. So whatever it is you want, do it. But I do urge you to do it manually. So please and please. Yep, that's that for that. So about installing Windows into your PC, there are two ways of doing this. Either you buy it or you download it from the website and you burn it on a disk or transfer it to a USB and do some necessary stuff. Then yep, just so on and so forth. I can't pull out details in this video because it will take so long. So I will urge you to go into YouTube to do more research on how to do all these things. But I'm just listing the things that you have to do research on. But if you're a kind of person that's very curious, you can do more. So with that said, that's for that. So with that being said, if you have any questions, please put it in the comment section. I promise you I will answer it as early as possible. It doesn't matter what it is, I will answer it for you. So thank you for watching this video, and also thank you for raising up my subs even when I have not been posting anything for the past 3 months. But thank you. I had my reasons for doing such things, but thank you very much. And also so thank you very much, and gracias. Stay well.